So Will Smith was recently interviewed by GQ, in which he opens up a bit about his life, specifically his marriage. Now, of course, at this point, everyone in the world kind of knows about Will Smith's marriage.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, you know, I think from there, you know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement.
I think you need to say clearly what happened.
And I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
I remember that word entanglement. Everybody was entanglement. What do you mean an entanglement? Oh, say y'all was walking past each other in the house, then your lady parts got entangled with his man parts, and then y'all couldn't get up until y'all got untangled. What the word? I don't get that.
I actually sat down with Will and had a conversation due to the transformation from their marriage to life partnership. That
Oh, that's August Alsina. That's the singer right there. Who is he talking to? Is that Angela Yee? I believe that's Angela Yee he's speaking to.
the transformation.
No, it's not. That's not Angela Yee. She looked like her. though.
Marriage to life partnership that they've spoken on several times, and it, you know, not involving romanticism. He gave me his blessing, and I totally gave myself to that relationship.
He gave you his nah, bruh. So you talked to him and you said, "Hey, Will, you know what I mean? I've been talking to your wife and she's been giving me good advice, and I was hoping I can do that thing to her. What you think?" Oh man, you got my blessing, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
For years of my life, you know, and I truly and really, really deeply loved and have a ton of love for her.
That is not the point of this video. What he does with his life is totally up to him. But he made some few comments about open marriage that I think we need to think about, and we can have a kind of a discussion on. And I would love to get what your guys' thoughts on this is. So in the interview, he says this specifically. He says that for the large part of our relationship, monogamy was what we chose, not thinking of monogamy as the only relational perfection. He further said, "We have given each other trust and freedom with the belief that everybody has to find their own way. And marriage for us can be a prison. I don't suggest this road for anybody, but the experiences and the freedoms we've given one another and the unconditional support, to me, is the highest definition of love." And he says that this kind of a marriage is the highest definition of a love. In our generation, where we're seeing a lot of this, you know, being popular, even amongst people that are single as well. And that's why I really believe it is important to have this conversation as well. And I want to play a clip by Jordan Peterson kind of talking about this particular issue. And then after this, guys, leave me your comments down below what you think about this and where do you stand with this as well. So enjoy the rest of this clip.
Please give your perspective on why polyamory is bad for the individual and society.
Break it down, Jordan Peterson. Break it down, man. I can't wait to hear what you got to say about this. Oh my gracious. Okay, let's go. Yeah. Get him.
Well, I think the fundamental reason is, there's a bunch of reasons. I mean, the first is societies seem to function better, that is, less violently. Let's say, when there's one woman per man, if there's many women per man, there aren't many women for every man. There are a handful of men, let's say a minority of men, a Pareto distribution of men who have a disproportionate number of women. That's and true. A lot of men who have none, and those aren't happy men.
That's right. That's right. Break it down, brother. He's talking about the players, the ones who naturally have that je ne sais quoi, that naturally have that charisma, that naturally have that look, that naturally have that the facial features and the body structure of it. You know, they look a certain type of way, and naturally a certain height, and naturally a certain build. They just got that thing about them that attract the opposite sex, or attract whatever sex, but they attract. they attract like a moth to a flame. They attract. And he's just saying it's so unequally measured that the other side, I mean, it's always going to be somebody feeling left out. Okay, let's go. He's talking about y'all being greedy. You can't be greedy.
A lot of men who have none, and those aren't happy men. Let's put it that way. They're men who are very likely to get up to no good very rapidly. So there's that. Then I would say the women who, let's say a man has many women, and let's say he's a desirable man for that matter, just for the sake of argument, if he has a variety of women, then those women don't have much of him.
Go ahead, bro. You better talk, man. I got to play that again. If he has a variety of women, then those women don't have much of him. Come on, bro.
If he has a variety of women, then those women don't have much of him.
Which does not make sense to me as to why these women go out of their way to chase men that they know have a bunch of women. As a matter of fact, those are the ones that they prefer. Those men that they know are players. As a matter of fact, if a woman has a whole bunch of men on her roster that we know about, that lowers her her ranking to men most times, or just naturally to get that bang bang, and not be in a relationship with her. Where yeah, that'll happen. That ain't nobody gonna be in a relationship, but that'll happen. The other things gonna happen. But when it comes to men, if a man is known to be a player, oh my Lord, you already know what that's gonna happen. A lot of other women are gonna be looking at him like, I wonder what it is about him that got all these gorgeous girls all up in his face. And the prettier the woman, the better. The sexier the ladies that he attract, the better. Oh, man, come on. Talk your stuff, Jordan Peterson.
If he has a variety of women, then those women don't have much of him.
Yeah.
So they don't get to establish a real individual relationship with him because it's going to be fragmentary.
Go ahead, bro.
And I don't believe that that's satisfying for people. I think that what you want, as much as you possibly can, is to have people around you with whom you can weave your life together over the short term, medium term, and long term. It adds depth to your life in a way that almost nothing.
Absolutely. I agree 1,000%, bro. Absolutely. That's something that me and my wife, we cherish. Absolutely.
And so I've been speaking more about permanent polyamorous relationships. You might ask, well, what about sequential ones where, which is in some ways indiscriminable from, from just casual sleeping around. I think the problem with that is that to sleep around casually is to imply that sex is casual. To imply that sex is casual is to assume implicitly that it can be divorced from the rest of life, emotional life, motivational life, values, all of that. And you can divorce it, but you pay a big price for that. I think the price you pay is like virtual. The word psychopathic keeps leaping to mind. Yeah, good old Freud.
Okay, I heard him bring up Freud before. I got to check out this Freud. I got to check out this Freud.
You have to reduce a person to the casual pleasure of a transient sexual interaction in order to sleep around casually. And I think that once you establish that as a habit with sex, which is a deep experience, if you'll do that with sex, which is a deep experience, then, and you learn how, then what makes you think that won't transfer to everything else that you do?
That's right. That's absolutely right. Thank you so much for that, man. But it takes some growing. We got to grow into that. That's something that's not natural. It's we gravitate toward things that make us feel good, and sometimes sex is definitely that thing, and we disregard the feelings that's attached to that. We just want what we want. And we just take it and we keep going. We take it, we keep going. We not take it because I'm talking about consensual, pure consensual. But just so y'all know, I've been with my wife for 29 years, and we're going on 24 married. Um, so um, I know what it took for us to deny ourselves of outside affairs and outside things and just really focus on one another, and how much we gained from just focusing on one another. So this makes so much sense. Now, polyamory is one of them. Um, they call it the super adult, the super mature thing to do. If you're super mature, if you're next level mature, most relationships can't handle this. Once you can handle it, apparently that's considered to be higher than the regular old monogamous loving relationship. So people look forward to being at that status. People look forward to being in that sort of status in some classes or some in some groups, or it's depending on what community that you're a part of. I've heard these talks before, and I know that some couples who roll that way, who are also a part of this polyamorous type of thing, uh, they are praised by their single friends and their married friends. They are praised by them. They're like, "Wow, I wish I was that strong." Yeah, that's not very strong. It's not very strong at all. It's just not very strong.
I don't see how it can fail to. So, you could say, well, monogamy isn't a very good solution. It's like, well, life is a fatal, what is this, sexually transmitted disease with a 100% fatality rate too.
Woo!
There's lots of really complex problems for which we only have the best answer we can come up with, which is not a utopian answer, but I would say, and I think the evidence supports this as well, that stable monogamy is the best solution that we know of, and it's also the minimum necessary requirement for the stability of children.
Wow.
So,
wow, bro.
Polyamory, it's wrong.
I love that he said that. I want to hear that one more time about how it ties into children, because that's something that my children look up to my wife and I relationship, and I believe if anything, we would deny ourselves of that polyamorous power of freedom, just for the sake of giving our children that 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 thing to look at, that goal to aspire to be that. You know what I mean? For instance, like my 24-year old daughter is supposed to be getting married in July. She want to have a one person relationship for the rest of her life, and I think it's absolutely phenomenal. And she says that she looks up to me, to myself and her mom's relationship, which is, that's what we wanted. That's what we wanted the whole time, to give you something positive to look up to. And hopefully that works for the other three. And not works, but we just want them to see that it only takes one person to 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 that you pick to witness your life and you witness theirs. Y'all walk hand in hand, y'all enjoy and y'all conquer life together. Y'all raise up your own village, your own community. You show love and you teach them the same values that you've been taught throughout the course of your life. You build up a nest, and a soft landing spot, just in case they want to go out there and live their dreams. And if they need somewhere to fall back to, they have it because their mom and dad created this for them. It's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but we are all so gluttonous. Gluttony is what's ruining it for everybody. We're so gluttonous. Everything we do, we want more and more and more and more and more. It's just like a ride at any amusement park we go to. When we get on that ride, getting on it once wasn't enough. We run and we get back in line, the line that took us 45 minutes to get to the ride. We run and get back on it. And then we do it again and again and again and again and again. It's like we're so gluttonous. So gluttonous. And it's like that even with these relationships. Okay.
So, polyamory, it's wrong. It's wrong. It makes men violent. It increases inequality in the manner that makes things dangerous. It makes it impossible for women to have a deep relationship with men. It facilitates the, what would you call it? The transformation of sex into something casual, and then that spills out into the rest of the world. It deprives the people who engage in it of the opportunity of establishing a stable, long-term, mutually satisfying. It's more than that. Mutually beneficial relationship, because a good marriage, the people in it gain more than, they're more than twice as good, right? The benefits aren't precisely linear. So you lose that, it destabilizes the situation for children. There you go, man. That's a lot of things that aren't good. That's for sure.
Shout out to Jordan Peterson, man. This guy is on a day-to-day basis is becoming one of my favorites, especially since when I drive, I listen to his book. When I shower, I listen to his book. When I work out, I listen to his book. And I'm learning a lot. And speaking of, I appreciate you all for pouring into my life the way that you have. In the comment section, with the books that people have been sending me. Thomas Sowell books, Jordan Peterson books, Larry Elder books, Shelby Still. Like, it's appreciated. I'm just going to say that. But I agree with everything Jordan Peterson just now said in this video. I want to hear what y'all got to say, though, in the comments below. And if you have yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I am Van, and now we are all the LFR family. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video, and hopefully inside the Patreon as well. You all have been amazing. Love y'all.